pregnant, 4 months pregnant when I did quit with my first child. So I was scared. I was scared as all heck. And blessed, okay? I'm blessed. Like, the father of my children is also my best friend. He's my business partner. Like, we do everything together. We love each other, and he was basically, helping me get over the fact that, I'm not going to take maternity leave, and I'm not coming back to a job and leaving my newborn baby, with a caregiver. Like, I wanted to be there with my baby and also be able to contribute to my family financially. Because I'm very capable, you know what I mean? Like, we're all very capable of doing things that otherwise, in society is, a lot of people believe it's, dang near impossible, or that it would be too hard to do it even if they could reach, their financial goals and stuff. So for me, what made me really comfortable in my head was, my goals were, I want to make as much money as I do now per month. And per month I was making around, $2,000, or, a little bit more than that. $40,000 a year. So just divide that, by 12. So, 12 months. So, I found a way and found something that I wanted to do that would help me, reach my financial goal, and also, be able to have less hours worked and doing something that was way more flexible than what I was doing. So I was like, hey babe, what do you think about me, posting up an ad on Craigslist, to, do light cleaning for houses, and also cooking them, like a dinner that serves around 4 people. And also, running or doing any other errands in the house while they're not home. So I literally put up the Craigslist ad the day that I put in my 2 weeks notice. I said, I think I can definitely nail, getting clients in and supplementing or replacing my income within 2 weeks. That's so, in my head it was easy, probably because I had a really great support system. But within the next day, not even 24 hours, I had 2 solid clients that wanted my services. I just talked over the phone with them, and then the next thing was that I went to work at their houses. So one of my clients at the time, she was a mom of 2 young boys, and her husband worked, full-time as well as an athletic director of the city. So he was very busy, and he traveled a lot to, to games and stuff outside of town. And she was also very busy because she is like co-founder, of what she did. I don't want to say too much, so, people can't really put together who the people are. But she basically said, I want more time with my kids, and things that would help would be like, if I took care of, washing clothes, drying the clothes, hanging up the clothes, folding clothes, putting them in their appropriate places, to, wipe down counters and any counters in the house, bathroom, kitchen, and such, sweep, the hard floor areas, vacuum the carpet areas, and, sometimes if there wasn't a lot of those types of chores to do, and basically tidy up and put everything, where it should be. So really it's light cleaning. I was never doing deep cleaning because I didn't want to do that. You know what I mean? I was like, that's exhausting. Like, I want to do something that's fun, that I can get done quickly, and that will, to me, I'm like, those things would definitely help. Like, when I come home, when I leave home, everything would be messy, and the dishes needed to be put away or washed and stuff like that. And when I come home, like, everything's cleaned, everything's put back into the proper places, beds are made. Like, that's awesome. Like, that's a service I would be willing to pay for today, and I have done that. But this was like 4 years ago when I started this, and since then, I don't do that anymore. I'm just a writer from home. So yeah, back to that. So for her home, that's what I did, and then I cooked them a dinner meal. And aside from that, like, if there weren't certain cleaning things or meals that she wanted me to cook, she would ask me to do other favors, like, you know, her mother-in-law would come in from out of town and it was her birthday, so she was like, instead of making dinner, can you just, you know, bake a simple cake, you know, out of a box, no big deal, no writing or anything like that, but bake a simple cake, tidy up the house and put little streamers in the, you know, the dining area so it can look cute and festive. And, you know, when she gets off of work, she has to pick up the kids, she has to feed them, she has to bathe them, probably picking up her mother-in-law from the airport, and she doesn't necessarily have time to do all this decorating and stuff without being extremely stressed out. So I literally was kind of like a house manager, and I would go in through a garage clicker and do all of this stuff while they were gone at work and the kids were at school. And then you know, when I would leave well before they were off work and stuff, so they would come home to a clean house, dinner that they can just heat up quickly, everything is clean. The only things that would be dirty again are, you know, the dishes that they use for that current dinner. And I would go 2 times a week, so she would kind of, you know, let things build up and maybe just, you know, put the clothes in the washer and the dryer, and then I would take the clothes out of the dryer, you know, when I would come back in. So that way, you know, she was still doing some of the chores, but I would just kind of finish everything off for her and then make it spick and span. So that was one deal. I'd go there 2 times a week. And then another place I would go either 2 to 3 days a week. And this client, you know, I worked with them face to face. They were family owned business and they worked from home. They had 2 boys and the mom was pregnant the same time I was. She was just a little bit behind my due date. And, you know, they were both attorneys. So I kind of was like their admin. They wanted me to, you know, keep their calendar accountable, send out invoices to their clients to make them pay, obviously. And sometimes I would go to the courthouse to file documents. I would go to their storage unit to put away and safely, you know, lock up files that they had from past clients, because they can't necessarily just destroy all of those. They have to keep that on file for their records, you know what I mean, like paper files. So I would do things like that. Sometimes she would have me grocery shop, you know, as she got more pregnant, as you know, same as me, I would start doing more household stuff like vacuuming, washing the dishes, doing some clothes, tidying up the house. And sometimes I would even take the kids, you know, to daycare if they had a court date to go to, and I would just do other things in the house. If they were out of town, I would also, you know, I was like a freaking house manager slash part-time nanny even, you know, like not so much the part-time nanny as in like being super interactive with them or anything, but I would definitely I was just doing everything. And, you know, because I wore so many hats with both of these clients, I was able to charge a premium rate. For me, you know, my motivation was, I'm about to have my baby, you know, like, yeah, it's like months and months and months away, but I want to have a padding. I want to be prepared for when the baby comes. So that way, if I need to take some time off, obviously I did, then I'm not stressed out about anything else, you know, like I know that I have a customer base, and that, you know, they know I'm pregnant and they know that I'll need like a couple of weeks off before I come back. And yeah, it really, really worked out. I think I actually made more money this way. I had more flexibility. I loved the client that, you know, I worked and when they weren't home, because it's not that I don't like people. I just, you know, it was nice being able to feel accomplished in what I was doing, and then, you know, receiving the compliments and all of that good stuff from them when they were just like, man, like, you really do help out a lot. It's really awesome, and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, getting closer to the families and stuff too. I did have a close relationship with both families because they trusted me with so much. Like, I did above and beyond type work, and it made me feel really good. I wasn't burnt out or anything, and I made great money. You know what I mean? Like, it was awesome. So that's what I did. I would say that having a support system is super, super important, and also really awesome to have. when you're scared or you're like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. What do you mean I'm going to quit my job and just, you know, say I'm going to have a business? Like, that's impossible, blah, blah, blah. Like, those things all ran through my head, you know, but it worked for me. It worked for our family, and I can go back to doing that now. But I want to be around my family more. I want to be around my kids, and I want to have more free time for myself. So, you know, putting myself out for hours and hours and hours at a time to do these things is not really my thing right now. Who knows? I might be able to go back to it. I might want to do that when my kids are in school and stuff. But yeah, it was really great. But you know, I actually did this throughout my whole pregnancy, so it was like pretty much like a year of doing this, because I went back after I had my baby too. But you know, like, I would love to hear your stories, and also if you have any questions for me, like as to how I did it, how did I, you know, lock in payments and stuff like that. They both paid me through personal checks. You can always ask for like money orders or direct deposit. If you feel like, you know, you don't trust personal checks, because those can bounce, you know what I mean? And it goes bad on your bank, and you kind of have to run after your client to get that back. But it worked out fine for me. They left a check for me, you know, at the end of the week, and that was how I did it. So I got paid every week. Let's see. And you know, there's other things that go into starting your own business, like, you know, writing off gas mileage and stuff like that, and business supplies if you have any, stuff like that. Keep your receipts for everything. Keep your receipts for the restaurants you eat out at, for your gas that you pump, and all of those things, because you can, you know, use that as deductibles for your tax, because you pay a lot of taxes when you're a self-independent contractor, if you own your own business, versus, you know, being an employee at you know, a company where they kind of take care of all that for you. But yeah, I just wanted to check in before I continue on with my morning. I hope you guys are having an awesome day so far. And yes, if you have not already, subscribe to my channel. I'll have more videos like this. Comment any questions that you have, or you can email them to me if they're private, and I'll answer them in the video anonymously or not anonymously, you know, whatever you want. Yeah, so yes, check out the link, not the link, you know, my email in the description box, and drop me any comments that you may have. Give me a thumbs up for this video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.